Coral reefs and severe weather events, hurricanes and cyclones. Title: Coral reefs and severe weather events, hurricanes and cyclones. However, these delicate ecosystems are facing an increasingly daunting threat: the intensifying frequency and severity of severe weather events, such as hurricanes and cyclones. This article aims to explore the impact of these extreme weather events on coral reefs and the subsequent consequences for both marine life and coastal communities. Understanding coral reefs. Before delving into the relationship between severe weather events and coral reefs, it is essential to grasp the significance and importance of these ecosystems. Coral reefs are formed by the accumulation of calcium carbonate secreted by tiny coral polyps. These polyps live symbiotically with photosynthesizing algae called zooxanthellae, which provide them with food and vibrant colors. The complex structure of coral reefs creates a thriving environment for a vast range of marine species, many of which depend on reefs for survival. Role of coral reefs in coastal protection. One significant function of coral reefs is their role in coastal protection. These natural buffers act as barriers, mitigating the energy of incoming waves and reducing the impact of storms on shore. Without the protection of coral reefs, coastal communities are exposed to increased vulnerability against severe weather events. Erosion, coastal flooding, and property damage become more likely. Why? Posing significant risks to human settlements and infrastructures. The strong winds and waves can break apart coral colonies and fragment the reef structure. Floating debris can also inflict significant harm and further exacerbate the destruction caused by these RMS. 2. Coral bleaching. Severe weather events often coincide with rising sea surface temperatures, leading to a phenomenon known as coral bleaching. Elevated temperatures cause the coral polyps to expel the symbiotic algae that provide them with vital nutrients and vibrant colors. This expulsion results in the coral turning white, making it more susceptible to disease and death. Even if the coral survives the initial storm impact, the bleaching event can lead to long-term decline and decreased resilience. 3. Increased sedimentation. Severe weather events can disrupt the fragile balance of sedimentation around coral reefs. Heavy rainfall, strong currents, and flooding can wash sediment runoff from the land onto coral reefs, covering them and impeding their ability to obtain sunlight and nutrients. Excessive sedimentation can smother the coral, preventing its growth and survival. Consequences for marine life. Coral reefs are home to an astonishing array of marine life, hosting close to a quarter of all known marine species. The impact of severe weather events on coral reefs reverberates throughout the entire ecosystem, affecting both coral-dependent organisms and those that rely on the structural integrity of the reefs. 1. Loss of biodiversity. The destruction of coral reefs diminishes the habitat available for countless marine organisms. Many fish species that rely on reef structures for food and shelter are displaced or perish following a severe weather event. The subsequent loss of biodiversity can have far-reaching consequences for the overall health and resilience of the entire ocean ecosystem. 2. Disrupted food chains. Coral reefs play a crucial role in maintaining functional food chains. The destruction caused by hurricanes and cyclones disrupts these chains, affecting predator-prey relationships and altering the delicate balance between herbivores and plant life on the reef. Such disruption can lead to negative cascading effects throughout the entire marine food web. 1. Loss of livelihoods. Many coastal communities depend on tourism and fishing industries that rely on vibrant and healthy coral reefs. Devastated reefs following severe weather events result in the loss of jobs and income. for local communities. Additionally, the destruction of coral reefs reduces opportunities for recreational activities such as snorkeling and diving, which further impacts local economies. 2. Increased vulnerability to coastal hazards. Without the protective barrier of healthy coral reefs, coastal communities become increasingly vulnerable to the impacts of severe weather events. Storm surges, coastal flooding, and erosion become or pronounced, posing a threat to infrastructure, homes, and lives. The loss of coastal protection exacerbates the risks faced by these communities. Preventing further damage to coral reefs and addressing the consequences of severe weather events requires a holistic approach. Here are some key steps that can be taken. 1. Protecting and restoring coral reefs. Efforts should be made to establish marine protected areas and implement conservation strategies that help protect and restore damaged coral reefs. This includes promoting sustainable fishing practices, managing pollution and runoff, and reducing destructive activities such as coral mining and overfishing. 2. Implementing climate change mitigation measures. Addressing the root cause of severe weather events by reducing greenhouse gas emissions is crucial. Countries and communities need to transition to renewable energy sources, improve energy efficiency, and promote sustainable land and resource management. International cooperation and commitments like the Paris Agreement are essential for achieving significant reductions in greenhouse gas emissions. 3. Enhancing resilience and adaptation. Increasing the resilience of coral reefs and coastal communities is vital in the face of climate change impacts. This can be achieved through measures like reef restoration and the creation of artificial reefs, which can help rebuild damaged coral populations and provide new habitats. Coastal planning should also incorporate measures to reduce vulnerability to storm surges, flooding, and erosion, such as constructing mangrove forests and deploying seawalls. 4. Promoting education and community engagement. Raising awareness among local communities, stakeholders, and policymakers about the importance of coral reefs is critical. Education and outreach programs can help foster a sense of stewardship and encourage the adoption of sustainable practices. Engaging with local communities and involving them in decision-making processes can lead to more effective conservation and management strategies. Monitoring programs can provide valuable data on the health and status of coral reef ecosystems, helping to inform decision-making and track progress in conservation efforts. The loss of coral reefs due to severe weather events, such as hurricanes and cyclones, has severe consequences for both marine life and coastal communities. These delicate ecosystems play a vital role in protecting coastlines from erosion and storm damage. Without the protection of coral reefs, coastal communities are exposed to increased vulnerability against severe weather events, including ocean, coastal flooding, and property damage. Severe weather events can cause extensive physical damage to coral reefs. Strong winds and intense wave action can break apart coral colonies and fragment the reef structure. Floating debris can exacerbate the destruction caused by these storms. Additionally, rising sea surface temperatures during severe weather events can lead to coral bleaching. Bleaching occurs when coral expels the symbiotic algae that provide them with vital nutrients, resulting in the coral turning white, becoming more susceptible to disease and death. Moreover, these events disrupt the delicate balance of sedimentation around coral reefs. Heavy rainfall, strong currents, and flooding can wash sediment runoff from the land onto coral reefs, impeding their ability to obtain sunlight and nutrients. Excessive sedimentation can smother the coral, preventing its growth and survival.